Good morning. It was nice to take extra time to say hi to everybody. So today Heidi's going to speak about Yes, We Can Get Along. And I found a piece written 5 years ago by John Pavlovitz, somebody whose work I've been following. He's the one who wrote, "If God is love, don't be a jerk." And it feels like this piece could have been written just this past week since what's happened in Buffalo about 12 days ago. So it's entitled, the title is, "Of Course We See Color When Looking at People, or at least we should." And the subtitle is, "We Build Community, Each Being Informed by One Another." Every time I hear a white person tell me they don't see color, I know they're likely lying or kidding themselves. I try very hard to see color every day, and gender, and sexual orientation, ethnicity, and every other distinction of the people who cross my path, because those things are important. I need to see these things so that I can truly see them, so that my understanding will stretch beyond its current capacity, so that I will be able to consider a story different than the one I have. We've been led to believe that the goal of equality is to somehow make these differences in people disappear. Yet in reality, we need to be profoundly aware of them and to recognize them as beautiful and valuable and necessary. The virtue is not in ignoring our various directions and distinctions, but in celebrating them. Not in pretending as though they don't exist, but in believing that their existence makes us a better version of humanity as we live together in community. I used to think that the measure of my evolution as a proper, progressive, cisgender white guy was the ability to look past race. But I've come to understand that this too was a reflection of my privilege, because it assumed that people of color or any other marginalized group had it as easy a road as I had and the luxury of such options. For a white person to say that he or she doesn't see race or difference is to trivialize the experiences of others, trivialize the experience of people of color, to render their specific stories unimportant, to imagine that injustice is not a daily experience and that we have nothing to learn in that regard. To seek true diversity is to become a willing student of the lives of other people, and this can only happen when we step into the very different space that others occupy, and when we listen. Throughout history, marginalized groups fighting for justice have not been asking to be made invisible or tolerated in anonymity by those with power or advantage, but to be seen fully and fully acknowledged without censoring. In light of this, the very worthy aspiration of loving as others as we desire to be loved is still inferior to loving others as they desire to be loved, and not merely assuming that they need what we need, but asking what love looks like to them and responding. Yes, there's much that is universal, the desire to be heard, to be known, to be loved, and to love, to find joy in finding our place and calling, and to need to live in these without restraint. Championing equality is to see every person as fully deserving of such things and to work so that each can pursue them with as little obstacle as possible, from both within and without. It is the steadfast belief in the consistent inherent value of each person. But our distinctions of race, gender, orientation, and place of origin all shape how easy or difficult it has been for us to claim these inherent needs. And they craft the specific lens through which we filter the world. The specific intersection of our various differences alters how we individually have experienced life and the unique set of obstacles and difficulties we've had. And so we need to bring these all to bear as we build community, each being informed by one another. The color of one's skin, their inclination to love, their gender identity, the culture of their upbringing, and every other facet of their humanity matters, because all these work in concert to compose the once-in-a-lifetime expression of life they manifest. These things are the unique lines of their origins. As a person of faith, these distinctions all reveal the unlimited beauty of one who is the source to each of us. And so this rich diversity is the very holy ground where God speaks to us. In closing, see people, see all of them. That's the only way we can truly love them, love people well today.